Get it? Because he's a big dog. He's a big dog. He's not a bad dog. He's not a good dog. No, he is a good dog. Come here. Oh, buddy. You are a good dog. Oh, you're a good dog. You're the dog. Oh, what's up? I'm Pete Last Guy, and this right here is Raw Emotion, where I take a look at this week's Monday Night Raw and I tell you a little bit about what I think and a lot about how I feel, and I feel cozy because it's sweater season. That aside, let's talk about Goldberg. That's right, Goldberg came out for another promo in ring this week, and he was joined by Paul Heyman, who was given a second chance to redeem himself for that failed promo last week. Gosh, that was just so uncomfortable. Oh my goodness. But this time the crowd was solidly on Goldberg's side and was definitely ready to boo Brock Lesnar, and so it worked out. The promo was about what you'd expect. They went back and forth a little bit, and then Rusev comes out into the ring for no real reason other than to be the evidence that Goldberg is still got it. At least he's still got the muscle. Rusev is not a small guy. Okay, and Goldberg jackhammered this fella, and then went on to spear Paul Heyman, who is now apparently kayfabe injured. We'll see where that goes. And this, of course, all happens after Heyman does the fake out. Oh, he's gonna come out tonight, as though anybody actually believed that was going to happen. Come on. We got the heat for it, so it all works out. Be sure to subscribe to Paul Heyman's prank channel on YouTube. It's prank, bro! But I think that segment went about as well as it possibly could. I was impressed by Goldberg, and I got to see Paul Heyman get speared again, so that's always a good thing. Moving on, we had a trick or street fight, like we had last year. Only last year it was between Miz and Ziggler. This year it was between Enzo Amore and Luke Gallows. Enzo Amore, of course, being dressed as Buzz Lightyear. Got a whole lot to say about this match, of course. It was a gimmick match. It was a fun gimmick match. These sorts of things are always fun. There was various different props and fun little spots done with those props. Somebody went through a table at one point. It was good for what it was. Two things I do want to mention about it, though. At one point, Corey Graves said something about Smashing Pumpkins, and now I'm afraid Billy Corgan is going to sue him. Yeah, no, Corey, that's the other promotion. That's not, we don't talk... And then speaking of the act of Smashing Pumpkins, they tried to do the Headless Horseman spot with Enzo. He puts I think it was Cass actually putting the pumpkin on Luke Gallows' head, but Luke Gallows just has too big of a head. The pumpkin wouldn't fit. That in itself is funny enough. I'm entertained. Okay, it was fun. It's not a great match. It was a fun match. Now let's jump right into the Purple Division. Cruiserweight corner. Here we are. No, I'm not very excited about it, though. Because if you want to know what happened with the Cruiserweights on Monday Night Raw this week, all you had to do was watch Hell in a Cell, because it's exactly the same thing that happened there. I'm only kind of kidding. A little bit. Just barely kidding. Because we had the Cruiserweight title match, which Brian Kendrick walked away from with said title. And then we had a six-man tag team with the almost the exact same teams as we saw in the pre-show. Oh, on Sunday. The only difference is that they replaced Sin Cara with Rich Swann, which, I mean, sure, I approve of that change, but I would also approve way more changes. Don't just do the same thing over and over again. This is how you kill the Cruiserweight division, guys. Come on. Just push it forward. Don't drag it down. Don't let it stagnate. You're hitting a snag. You're letting it stall out. Come on. That being said, I actually really enjoyed the championship match between Kendrick and TJ Perkins. There was a lot to enjoy there, actually, for me. Brian Kendrick got a chance to cut a promo as he walked down the entrance ramp, which I think up until this point, all the promo work for the Cruiserweights, or at least the vast majority of it, has been done in backstage segments, and that really makes it feel like it's kind of a separated thing. It doesn't really bring the promo aspect into the wrestling aspect and mesh them together, and they finally started doing that, which is cool. I've said before, I like Brian Kendrick's character. I don't like TJ Perkins. I don't. Like, for a minute there, I thought I was going to come around on him just based on his skill level and the cool stuff that he's able to do in the ring, but really, it turns out that he's kind of a one-note guy, both in his promos and in the ring. And he's got a certain number of spots that he does, and he just does those. And that's all you really get to see, and it's like, okay, cool, do more? But still, getting to see him face off with Brian Kendrick was exciting, it was fun, and it was scary okay, for a second there, because at one point there's a spot, right, where TJP is up on the top rope and he does this crazy hurricane run. He's in the corner on the top rope. There's a hurricane run. It jumps off this top rope, gets his legs around Brian Kendrick's head, and then over the other top rope, launches Brian Kendrick with his Hurricane Rana. Pretty cool, until you get an angle from the side, and you watch TJ Perkins' neck just fold in half. Like, oh my god, are you okay? Apparently he was okay. He just got right back up and then finished the match, and I haven't heard anything about a injury report for him, so apparently TJ Perkins' neck is made of rubber. But having not broken him physically, Brian Kendrick still appears to have broken TJ Perkins mentally. Not, of course, on the level that other wrestlers have been broken. But that aside, this is not a TNA show. I mentioned that earlier, so we're not going to talk about that. But I am interested to see where this storyline goes. I hope it goes to a place with less TJ Perkins and more of the other cruiserweights, like, where's Noam Dar? You said you had Noam Dar. I don't see him. Why is Neville not a cruiserweight? Why is Sami Zayn not a cruiserweight? Is he too heavy? I don't know. Just like, fix it. Do something different, guys. There's so much potential. You're wasting it. You're wasting it. Let's move on to that big old battle royal to determine who would be one of the members of Team Raw in the Survivor Series, classic Survivor Series, traditional whatever match. For the men. It was a short match for being a battle royal, but I think it was about as long as it needed to be. We got to see some good work in there from Cesaro and Sheamus. They came together again and really were effective for a minute until one turned on the other, and then Cesaro eliminates Sheamus, and then Cesaro himself gets eliminated, and now we're fighting and arguing on the outside of the ring. Fun little battle royal to watch. Of course, we all knew it was going to come down to Braun and Sami. I would have preferred if it came down to Braun and Bo, and they just had this big tank slugfest. I would have loved that. But of course it came down to Braun and Sami, and they oh no, is Sami going to eliminate them? Of course not. Of course he's not. What are you stupid? Braun Strowman is this gigantic refrigerator-sized person, and of course he eliminates Sami in the end, and I'm a little conflicted about the result, because honestly I think a Sami Zayn win would have been better here, put him on that Survivor Series team with these other big dudes. That would have given him the push to get him out of kind of the rut, the doldrums that he's been in recently with the booking decisions they've made, and as it stands now, I'm afraid that they've just handed Braun a shovel, pointed at Sami, and just let him go. Hopefully that's not the case. We'll see in the end, but I am excited to have Braun Strowman on that team, because I'm a giant mark for Braun Strowman, okay? I really am. You know this already. I love the guy. The New Day had a backstage segment this week where they basically talked about the whole tag team Survivor Series match, talking about the tag team division on SmackDown. There wasn't really much to the segment, but I did want to mention that even though Kofi Kingston was dressed as the Godfather, he was wearing Sasha Banks' jewelry. He had the legit boss rings, knuckle ring thing, and the legit boss medallion as well. I thought that was a nice touch. Oh, but hey, speaking of Sasha Banks, who was not on Raw this week, apparently she's injured, because of course she is. I don't know, that's kayfabe, probably just kayfabe injury, but still. Charlotte is carried down on the thing that she was carried in on Hell in a Cell, which I feel devalues how cool that is. You should just save it for pay-per-views, but whatever. She's returning as the champion, as the queen, all hail the queen, whatever. But she gets out there, cuts a promo on Bayley, and is again talking about Survivor Series. She calls Bayley out there. Bayley comes out, and basically Charlotte tells her, all right, here's what you're gonna do. No, you're not fighting Dana Brooke. Beat Dana Brooke. That's right. That match happened on Sunday. None of you remember it. I barely remember it. Nobody remembers. Why was it? Forget it. It's over. But she tells Bayley that, no, you're going to face Nia Jax. And if you beat her, you get to be on our team. Spoiler alert, though, this NXT call-up lost to the jobber squashing monster person. Because we didn't literally just see that like an hour ago on this exact same show. Who is booking this? Fire them. Fire them. Fire them. Like, it's bad enough when you have the exact same match 2 nights in a row, like the Cruiserweights, okay? But then when you do the exact same match and just gender swap it in the exact same freaking show, okay? That's, it's unforgivable. That is unforgivable. What are you doing? Why would you do this? What is... Cesaro and Sheamus had a match against the Shining Stars. It happened, and that's about all I can say about it. You guys are letting this storyline stagnate. You need to inject some new life into this between now and Survivor Series, okay? Because I don't think we can really stay interested in this if you just let it be the same thing until then, okay? You gotta do something to put life into this, build the storyline, going to Survivor Series, do something interesting with it, because right now it's not interesting anymore. It almost seems like this tag team has run its course, and I don't want that to be the case, because there's a lot of cool stuff you could do with these two. They're great athletes. They're wonderful personalities, wonderful characters. Don't let that go to waste. Don't let that go to waste. And lastly, I want to talk about the main event. Again, this actually might have been one of the least exciting matches of the evening, even though, you know, it's two great wrestlers. Again, I'm on Team Reigns at this point, okay? I think their booking for him is improving, and as a worker, as an athlete, he's great. Okay, he honestly is great. He's a great wrestler. Don't chant you can't wrestle at the guy. He can. The problem has been his booking, and I think that problem is being solved. I think it's being at least addressed. And I think the direction that they're taking Roman now, you know, with now that he's got the US title, he's solidified it. Stop feuding with Rusev, which is what I said they needed to do. Good start. And Mick Foley put him on Team Raw for the traditional Survivor Series men's match. That Survivor Series. And he's going to be in there with Y2J, Chris Jericho, whatever we're calling him now, and Kevin Owens, and Braun Strowman. So, hey, I think this is going to be a great team and a great direction to take Reigns in. And, of course, at the end of the match, we had the fantastic run-in from Mr. Seth Rollins to save Reigns from the beatdown happening to him post-match. Now, of course, maybe it wasn't actually to save Reigns. Maybe Rollins was just angry at those two dudes for screwing him over at Hell in a Cell on Sunday, but they had that moment at the end where they're like... So maybe they're shooting for a reconciliation thing. I mean, Seth Rollins is a babyface now, and Roman supposedly is a babyface. You know how I feel about that. Who knows where that's going to go? Not going to be a Shield resurrection or anything, obviously, because Dean Ambrose is over on SmackDown, and these two have had too much happen between them to ever be in a tag team again. But it looks like they can at least play nice. So that's seeing where that relationship goes. Also interesting. I think they're booking Reigns better now. So, what do you think about that? Let me know in the comments. Do you think Reigns is getting booked better? Are you on board? Are you on Team Reigns? The Reigns train. You know what? I'm going to call it Reigns train. That's good. Hashtag Reigns train. Get that trending. Yeah. But tell us any other thoughts that you might have about Monday Night Raw this week. Thoughts about Hell in a Cell as well. Hell in a Cell as well. And where you think some of these storylines are going, where you think they should go, discuss in the comments. Also, don't forget to like the video if you liked it. Like it even if you didn't like it. You don't have to be honest. This is the internet. Nobody's honest. Share it on your social medias and subscribe to the channel. Keep up on all our weekly wrestling content coming out here on Brother Mania Brother. But that's about it. So, let's put an end to this match real quick. Pardon the Trump sniffles. I've got allergies. With Big Cass dressed as Andy. Woody. Duh, sniffles. But obviously that wasn't what was going to happen. We knew it's going to come down to Braun and